Yo, what's up guys? Welcome back to the YouTube channel. So this is not a what's in my camera bag video. Well, I guess it kinda is, but these are the things that I take with me when I travel, so it's a little different. I like to travel light, by the way, when I go on vacation to shoot. So when I'm going on vacation, I'm actually bringing with me as little camera equipment as possible. I'm also gonna be listing below in the description all the things that I mentioned in this video, where you guys can get them, how much they cost, etc, etc. So if you guys are vibing with that, then definitely like and subscribe to the channel. Also, this intro is changing really soon, which I'm super pumped for, by the way. But for now, okay, so let's start off with the actual bag. And the bag that I'm using is the Lowepro ProTactic BP 450 AW Mark II. Yeah, that's a mouthful. But this is the camera bag that I took to Hawaii and I absolutely love it. It's amazing for all the compartments that it has, which I'm gonna show you guys shortly. And the support on this is really, really good. Like I said, I'm carrying some camera gear, which is generally pretty heavy, and the support on this backpack was really great when I was traveling. I was able to fit everything that I have inside of this, and it kept me really comfortable for the entire trip. There's also a few pockets on the outside, like over here and stuff, but I don't really use those, so let's get inside the actual bag. And if you've never seen a camera bag before, some of them actually open up from the inside. So I'm actually just gonna move back so you guys can see a little bit better. And the inside actually unzips from the back, just like this. And there you go. So this reveals the inside of the backpack. And this is actually my favorite part. So like, there's all these compartments and different segments that are separated by Velcro dividers. And so you can really set this up any way that you like. This is actually not how the camera bag was set up when I first got it. This is how I put it together, and this is the setup that really works for me personally. There's also two smaller zipper pockets over here. So right here, these are usually used for like accessories and stuff, so I put some accessories there. There's also a laptop sleeve over here, and this is usually just where I slide my laptop in, so it goes right in. There's also another pocket up towards the top of the bag, which is like in here. I'm not sure if you guys can see that. I'll put some B-roll of the actual pocket so you guys can see properly. But I put some cables and stuff here, and the backpack can be accessed from the outside from a few other ways. So there's actually also this top pocket over here, which is kind of like a hard shell. So make sure your camera gear is like protected and stuff. And from here, you can access like your main camera. So this is actually where someone would put like their main shooter, which I'll get to in a second, what's mine. But it would go in here. And you can also access the bag from the outside via this pocket. It's also on the other side, so if you want to stick something like a drone or something in here really quick, you can just grab the drone really quick, pull it out, and just get it to use really quickly. So the bag offers a lot of ways to access it, and honestly, I love it. It's been great for me, and this is the bag of my choice, and this has been working for me. And again, I'll link this down below in the description as well. Okay, so my main shooter is actually the Canon EOS RP. And I can't exactly show it to you because it's the camera I'm using to record this video. But I'll definitely have some B-roll of it playing in the background so you guys can see what it looks like. But it's essentially a 26.2 megapixel full frame mirrorless camera. And all the photos that you guys see on my Instagram page are taken with this camera. It can also record in 4K crop and also full HD uncropped. So it actually meets all of my personal needs for photography and for video. And so that's the camera that I've been using to post and shoot all the pictures that I take for my Instagram page. Cool, lens of choice, which I also can't show you because it's also recording this video, but I promise that's the last time I'm gonna do this, is the Canon 24 to 240 millimeter f4 to f6.3 RF lens. It's a mouthful, I know, but this is my lens of choice, and I love it for one reason. It covers every single focal length that I could ever want. And like I said, when I travel, I like to travel light. I only want to carry one lens. And with this lens, I never have to swap out lenses. I never have to change anything. It just lives on my camera body and I use it every single day when I travel. I use it for any kind of photos. It can literally reach any distance that I want. So it's exactly perfect for traveling and really, really good for what I want to do with it. So yeah, that's my lens of choice and will also be linked below. I also carry 2 spare batteries for the camera along with the main one, which I recharge every single night. So I recharge all 3 just to make sure I have enough juice for the next day. I also toss on the camera strap, which I'm actually not really a big fan of, but it's just easier to carry a camera with the strap when you're traveling and moving around a lot. Okay, so next up is the drone of choice, and I'm using the Mavic Air 2S. If you've been following my channel or my Instagram page for a while, you know that this is my favorite drone of all time. It records in 5.4K D-Log and also shoots JPEG and RAW photos in 20 megapixels. It has indestructible OcuSync 3.0, which is rated for like 12 kilometers of distance, and also it flies for about 25 minutes. So this is definitely my drone of choice. This is the controller for the Air 2S. Nothing special, it's just a controller. It basically maintains the transmission between the drone and I guess my phone, which I mount up here at the top, which I'll get into in a bit. But yeah, this is just a controller for it. I also carry 2 spare batteries for the Air 2S on top of the one that's already existing on the drone. And I try to charge these as often as possible because if you know me, you know that I love to fly my drone when I travel. I also carry some extra propellers for the drone, just in case I crash it. I have some backups, and since they're in the wrappings, you can tell I've never actually had to use these, so no crashes yet with the Air 2S. And I also carry an extra pair of thumbsticks, you know, just in case you lose one by accident. It would be the dumbest reason to not be able to fly your drone just because you lost a thumbstick. So really key to keep an extra pair on hand when you're traveling. You never know when you might need them. Next up, we have the DJI FPV drone, and this is my FPV drone of choice. Just because of how easy it is to fly. It records in 4K at 60 frames per second, also has that indestructible OcuSync 3.0 signal, has a ton of range, and yeah, I've really been enjoying flying this FPV drone. With the FPV drone, I also carry the V2 DJI goggles, and these just support the transmission. This is kind of like what you look through if you know what FPV is about when you're actually flying the drone. I have a custom iFlight strap on this. I just didn't like the original one that came with it because it also had like a strap through the middle. So this one's just a lot easier to get on. It also looks cooler in my opinion. I've got some custom stickers on here, again, just to kind of look cool. And there's an Air Bazoo sticker on here, and keep count because there's going to be a few more throughout this video. And there's also some screw-in antennas. And again, this is for the signal. I actually take these off when I put it in my bag, just so they don't snap or break or anything when I'm moving around. This is the controller for the DJI FPV drone. Again, nothing really special, just a controller. My personal touch that I've added is that I have a Champions lanyard on here, so I kind of put this around my neck and let the controller dangle when I fly. Yeah, nothing to it. I just thought it looked kind of cool, and it's actually very, very useful when flying FPV. You don't want to have to focus on actually holding up the controller, as weird as that sounds. So if you guys are flying FPV, I definitely recommend you get some kind of lanyard for your controller. There's also a bunch of extra propellers for the FPV drone, just in case you crash, and you're actually much more likely to crash an FPV drone. So these I always keep on hand. And there's also these 3 massive FPV drone batteries that I carry. It's unfortunate how big they are, but that's just how it goes. And compared to actual FPV drones, like this battery is actually not that bad. And again, I try to keep these charged as often as possible. Each one is about good for like 15 to 20 minutes, depending on how hard you're flying. So yeah, having multiple batteries for the FPV drone is really key if you're gonna be flying it often. Next up, we have the action camera, and I'm using the GoPro Hero 7. And honestly, this is just for underwater stuff. I don't use it for anything else. I also don't even bring any accessories for it. I literally just hold it in my hand. I don't really have the space for more accessories and stuff. So yeah, action camera, GoPro Hero 7, completely handheld. Okay, so laptop of choice is the MacBook Pro 2020. And this is the Intel version. I actually bought this just before the M chips came out, so that kind of hurt, but this laptop is a complete beast. It literally handles anything that I needed to do. It's never let me down, and this is the laptop that I like to use for all of my content creation. Okay, so let's move on to the phone. I'm using the iPhone 12 Pro Max, and I think this phone is an absolute monster for traveling. The battery life is awesome. The camera on this is really good. It's able to shoot in RAW, It can also record in 4K 60 frames per second, and the processor is just nuts. It can literally handle anything that you throw at it. I really like using my iPhone to record video when I'm traveling, just because of the convenience and how good the quality on this phone is, especially because it can shoot in 4K 60. So I take a lot of B-roll for my YouTube videos and my reels and a lot of mini clips. I just record them with my phone. It's just so easy. I literally pull it out, I put it up, and I can start recording immediately. I don't have to do much post-processing work to it either, just because it shoots in HDR. So yeah, iPhone 12 Pro Max, amazing phone for traveling and photography. In terms of accessories, the only things I'm bringing with me are really ND filters. So I have the variable ND mist pack for the Air 2S by Freewell Pro. I've got the all-day FPV pack for the DJI FPV Drone, again by Freewell Pro. And I have the all-day pack for the DJI Air 2S, once again by Freewell Pro. I really like working with them, and their filters are really dope, and these are the ND filters that I like to use. Okay, so next up, let's talk storage. And I have this white dongle, pretty simple. I got it from Amazon. It has 2 slots, one for a micro SD and one for a standard SD card. Yeah, nothing much to it. I've got an Airbazu sticker on it as well, so for those of you counting at home, that's sticker number 2 in this video. In terms of memory cards themselves, I'm using a micro SD 128GB SanDisk Extreme for the Air 2S. I'm using a 128GB SanDisk Ultra for the DJI FPV Drone. And then the GoPro gets a 32GB SanDisk Ultra. So those are the 3 micro SDs that I'm using. And then for the Canon camera that I'm recording on, I'm using a 128GB SanDisk Extreme Pro. So just depending on what cameras I like better, I've attached the Extreme or the Pro cards to them. They just do better, and I would say record a little bit faster and retain more quality. For my external drive, I'm using this lacy, rugged USB-C 2TB external drive. And I really like this for 2 reasons. It's got like this rubber coating around it, so you can literally just really be rugged with it, I guess, as the name kind of suggests, and it'll really hold up. I also like the fact that it's orange, it's kind of just easy to spot out in my bag when I need it. And I back up everything to this daily when I'm traveling at the end of the day. Just in case I lose something happens to the memory card, I always have a backup for it on this drive, and I highly recommend getting one if you don't have one. And again, I'll also link this below in the description as well. Okay, so now let's talk about chargers and cables, and there are a ton of them. Like literally, there are chargers for my drones, my camera, my phone, my laptop. Like there's literally so many cables and stuff here. But hey, what choice do you have? You really got to take these. They take up a ton of storage, unfortunately, but you really don't have a choice, like I said. Also, the MacBook Pro charger also has an Airbazu sticker on it, so that's 3 now for those of you counting. And finally, this is what the camera bag looks like when everything is in it. You'll notice that I have the FPV drone stuff in the bottom, my actual drone on the left, and all the other accessories and cables on the middle right side. The top area is where the camera would have been, but I'm also using it to record this specific shot. And that is everything I take with me when I travel. So I know it looks like a lot, but honestly, from a photographer's perspective, this is a pretty light setup when traveling. So I hope you guys enjoyed seeing everything that I take with me when I travel, and hopefully it's inspired you guys to maybe travel a little bit lighter if you don't, and maybe you saw some things that you're not taking yourself and you're like, hey, I need that in my camera bag, and you're gonna start packing that. That would also be awesome. If you guys think that I'm missing something that I should be taking when I'm traveling, definitely leave me a comment below. I would love to add something to my camera bag if I think that it's really essential for me when I'm traveling. But other than that, this is the setup that I like, and I think I have it down pretty much for me. But like I said, it comes down to a personal choice for everybody for what you want to bring when you travel. And that's it for this video, guys. So as always, if you guys like this video, then smash that thumbs up button. If you guys want to hang out again, then definitely subscribe to the channel. I would really appreciate it. I've got some really cool videos coming up really soon that I'm super pumped on, so I can't wait to share those with you guys. But that's it for this one, and until next time, just keep creating.